Drinking makes you a better driver, and I'm about to prove it. Now, for some context, I work in a restaurant as a junior sous chef, and something that's pretty common in that industry is at the end of your shift, usually on the night before your weekend starts, everyone in the back of house will hang out afterwards and go to a bar to unwind and drink and, just have a little fun and brush the week off. Bars are always open super late, so it's perfect for people like us because everything's closed by the time we get off work, so the only fun thing to do is go out drinking with each other because your coworkers are the only people who are still awake and out. Now, I never really partake in this activity because I prefer to just go home and be at the comfort of my couch and let my brain rot while watching high quality cartoons like Smiling Friends. Also, I'm just not a bar guy. It's not my scene. I don't really enjoy going out to bars unless it's with a very close group of friends. But I did go one time with my coworkers, sort of as a last hurrah kind of thing for one of them who was leaving. And boy oh boy, that was a mistake. Now, this was around 3 years ago when I had just really started working there, and I wasn't married yet. I was still living with my parents and I had no real responsibilities. And I also kind of wanted to impress my coworkers while I was there. Now, I kind of went reluctantly with them because I didn't want to go, but I also have huge FOMO. I wanted to fit in with my coworkers. I wanted to have fun with them. I wanted to feel like I was part of the kitchen, like I was part of the crew. And also, I stupidly thought that this would be a great opportunity to show them that I am an excellent drinker and I'm fun to be around. A little bit of context. I'm a lightweight. I don't drink very often, so my tolerance is extremely low. Not because I don't like alcohol, but it's just I don't go out drinking very often. I'll have the occasional cocktail at dinner or a shot with friends at like someone's house when we're all hanging out doing card games or something like that. But I typically don't drink very often, so I get drunk very quickly. So the shift ends and we all head over there. When I get there, I'm just sitting in my truck in the parking lot, really considering whether I should go in or not, and waiting to see if anyone else from work is going in. I sit there for like maybe 10 minutes until I finally see someone go in, which is the point where I am like, all right, you're here, you might as well go in. Let's just make this happen. I walk inside and I see the table that all my coworkers are sitting at, and I go and meet up with them. And once our whole group arrives, we take turns going up to the bar to order drinks. Now, as a 22-year-old who has never been to a bar, doesn't know what to order, doesn't see any menu to begin with at all, and who idiotically wants to really impress his coworkers whose opinions should not matter, I order the one drink that I would never order ever. Whiskey neat. Now, I really don't mind whiskey or a good scotch. If it's a high quality drink, it's actually quite enjoyable and I don't mind having it, but I tend to lead more towards cocktails, and I honestly really like the more fruity kinds. I prefer cocktails like mojito, daiquiri, margarita, and like a good pina colada, but I clearly did not order any of those drinks. The bartender hands me my drink and I go back to the table, and when I sit down, everyone looks at me and is confused because I'm the only one who got a drink like that, but I stubbornly continue to sip it and drink it throughout the evening because I ordered it, I paid for it, I'm not gonna just throw it down the drain. Now, something that's very important to remember is that the amount of alcohol within whiskey and scotch drinks is a lot higher than that of other drinks. And I didn't have anything in the cup, water, ice, or anything else to water it down. But I forgot about this very important fact because as the evening continued, I proceeded to have sips of other people's drinks as well as a few shots that my coworkers bought for me. I finally really noticed just how drunk I was when I decide to stand up because I immediately realized I don't have balance anymore. One of the ways I used to gauge just how drunk I was at this point was playing foosball. The bar had a foosball table, and a little thing about me is I'm pretty good at foosball. But to no one's surprise, when I'm drunk, I'm not that good at foosball. Another bigger indicator for this is when I went to go to the bathroom and the path to get there was not linear at all. I was wobbling so very much. It was very hard to get there. I was swaying side to side and it was not okay. I was also nowhere near to sobering up anytime soon, and the bar closed at 2 a.m., which we got there around 12 and had already been there for about an hour and a half. And I still had to get home. Now, I could have called my mom or my dad to come pick me up, but I didn't want them to know I was out drinking this late. Also, I was pretty sure they were asleep and I didn't want to wake them up because darn it, I'm a grown adult over 21 and I can do what I want. I'm smart, I'm responsible. Several other of my coworkers offered to take me home, but they were also drunk, some just as drunk, if not more drunk than me. So I was definitely not going to get in their car at all. If I didn't trust myself, I definitely wasn't going to trust them. So I sucked it up, swallowed my pride, and did the only responsible thing I could have done. I got my keys, sat in the car, and gave myself a little pep talk before I was about to go home and drive. I probably spent 5 to 10 minutes in the car telling myself repeatedly, Zach, you are drunk. You need to get home. It's 2 a.m. in the morning. No one's on the road. You should be okay. If you just focus, you'll be okay. But you are drunk. You gotta remember that. I take a deep breath, put the key in the ignition, turn it, and I start driving home. And I kid you not, I've never locked in more driving in my entire life. It was like I became hyper aware of all my surroundings. I made extra care not to move or shift into other lanes, not to speed up or brake too quickly, to pay attention to every single car that was on the road. I felt like a professional Formula One race driver. If what he had to do was just follow the rules of the road. I drove so perfectly and quickly that it was like I fast traveled from the bar to home without even realizing how quickly I had gotten there. I dialed my senses to 11, unlocked 100% of my brain, focusing on this one goal, getting home alive. Or at the very least, not getting pulled over by any cop. And would you believe it? I made it home okay. I even managed to park my car in the garage, which was kind of a tight fit. Both mine and my mom's cars were very big, and the garage was kind of small, so getting to fit in the garage, even sober, was kind of difficult. But I managed to do it. I got home and I was safe and sound, not a scratch on me or my car. And the second I allow myself to relax and get out of the car, I immediately realized just how drunk I was, and I was not sobering up anytime soon. Still. Despite how well I managed to get home, I don't remember the rest of that night. I don't remember what happened after I got out of the car. I'm pretty sure I just went to bed, but it's kind of all a blur. It's incredible what a person can do, even while drunk, if their life depends on it. What this night taught me is that if you lock in, no matter what challenges or handicaps you may have, you can accomplish anything in life. Now, despite how lucky this was, I don't actually encourage anyone to go drinking and driving, because it's not a smart idea. Don't ever do it, and there's no way that I would ever do it again. What the heck? How did these get right here? What? No, that doesn't make any sense. How would that? What the? Where did the? How did the door do that? Whatever. What the? I mean, I'm not getting in with you. I'm just not gonna. What? How did I? Oh no.